this is Delia from Delia Creates, and welcome to my Crochet Basics series. Today I'm going to teach you how to hold your hook, how to chain stitch, and then we're going to make a cute little cozy for your plants with that chain stitch. If you're brand new to crochet or if you need a refresher, this series is designed for you. I break down the basics of crochet stitch by stitch in a video, and then we create a project with that stitch that we just learned. I want to keep these videos short and sweet, and so if you want more details or if you want the written pattern, I have a companion post for each video on my website, deliacreates.com. To start, you'll need yarn and a hook. Hooks and yarn come in lots of different sizes and can go by a few different names. To help you sort all that out, I've created a printable guide on my site, deliacreates.com. For this video, I'm using super bulky weight or category 6 yarn, which is often listed on the back of the label. It also suggests a hook size, but really whatever your pattern says is the hook size you'll want to use. For this video, I am using the recommended size 9mm or N hook. The size is often labeled on the thumb rest. The thumb rest is also where you hold your hook. Other parts of the hook are the throat, where your stitches are worked, and the head of the hook, which hooks the yarn. There are two ways to hold your hook: the pencil and the knife. The best method is always the one that feels most comfortable to you, so try each one out and see which one you like best. I will be using the knife method. Every crochet project starts with a slip knot. I'm going to lay the end of my yarn just over 2 fingers, wrap it around once, and then take that yarn that's connected to the ball that's called the working yarn, and I'm going to push it up through that hole, creating a loop. That little piece on the end, that's called the tail, pull on that, it doesn't come undone, but when I pull on the working yarn, it slips right out, hence the name, Slipknot. So let's do it again, wrap it around once, push the working yarn through the hole, creating a loop. Now we're ready to crochet, insert your hook. Pull on the working end of your yarn so that your loop fits snugly around the throat of your hook. Be careful not to pull it too tightly. Okay, by now you should have that loop snug around the throat of your hook. We won't be using the tail end, which should just hang down by your hook. The working yarn, which is attached to your ball or skein, that is what we will be using. The hand that doesn't hold the hook is actually pretty important because it feeds the yarn to your hook and controls the tension of your stitches. There's no one right way to hold your yarn, but this is the way I do it. Let's see that again. I hold my hand out flat, palm up, then I put the yarn between my ring and pinky finger. I curl my fingers inward, flip my hand over and flat, then turn my hand to the side. Then I use all my fingers except my index finger to grab the knot just below the hook, like that. Okay, we're ready to go. We're going to yarn over. That means you're going to put the hook in front of the yarn and under, or towards your body and under, hooking the yarn. That's yarn over. All right, we're ready to chain stitch. Yarn over, pull that yarn that you've hooked down through the slip knot that was around the throat of the hook and pull it through. That is the chain stitch. Do it again. Yarn over, pull down and through that slip knot that's around the throat of the hook, pull it through. There is more than one way to do this, so you can use your non-hook hand to swing the yarn over your hook. So yarn over and pull through. And if you want to see what it looks like with the pencil method, this is what that looks like. Again, I highly recommend that when you're starting out, you try all the different ways that you can hold your hook in your yarn to figure out what feels best for you. If you find that you're having a hard time yarning over, it could be that you're grabbing the yarn from behind instead of in front, so beware of that. If you ever mess up and you want to go backward, you can totally do that. Just take out your hook, pull on the working end of the yarn, and just back up to where you want to go. Insert your hook into the top loop and then keep crocheting. If you decide you want to pull the whole thing out, you can do that as well. Just take out your hook and pull that working end again of the yarn and comes completely undone. It's just a series of slip knots, so it just comes right out. There's a term for this. It's actually called frogging. If you need to take a break, take out your hook and pull the top loop out several inches so that it doesn't accidentally come undone. When you're ready to go again, insert your hook and tighten the loop. Okay, now we're ready to create our chain for our plant cozy. Depending on the size of your plant, you will likely need to chain between 200 to 500 chains. I know that sounds like a lot, but it goes by quickly, and it's really good practice to help you become proficient at chaining. My plant is a 4-inch pot, so I'm chaining 300. When you get the number of chains you need, you're ready to what is called tie off or tying off. This basically means you're going to finish the last slip knot into a true knot. About 10 inches from the slip knot on your hook, cut your yarn. This longer end is called a tail, just like the tail from the beginning of your project. It is cut so long to prevent it from loosening over time and accidentally coming undone. Tying off looks a lot like chaining. You're going to yarn over, pull the yarn through, except now you're going to pull the end all the way through and finish that knot. If you end up with too many chains, you can always shorten it by cutting it several inches above where you want it to end. Pull the yarn until it's the length you need, find that top loop, insert the tail, and reknot the end. For a craft project like this, you don't need a long tail, but if you're making a scarf or something bigger, remember to keep that tail long. Bonus idea? Experiment with different size yarns and hooks and use your samples as ribbons on presents. It adds a handmade touch and it looks so cute. For more tutorials or for the next lesson in this series, go to deliacreates.com.